BaseDaKID, the hardcore casual, in association with the Undefeated podcast with super middleweight prospect Callum Simpson, 11-0, 9 KOs. Callum, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. How are you? You alright?
I can't complain. Now listen, I'm just wanting to know, for you, where do you see your next steps? Because I saw your last fight, I was really impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna cape. I thought to myself, right, this is a guy that's got all the potential to go all the way. But where are you in your journey, and where do you see yourself moving forward, like on the next steps of your journey?
I think it's different because of, like in the gym and like the sparring and stuff. Obviously, I feel like I'm very, very high level, and my boxing ability and physical ability as well. However, I need to prove that in the ring, and I need the ring experience. So I think with boxer, I think I need to step up in levels in terms of my opponent. Obviously, I've been in with like world champions in sparring, more than held my own, like British, Commonwealth, European level. So I know what level I'm at in the gym. So it's just about proving it to myself and my trainers in the fights. It's just about taking the correct steps up in those fights and getting that experience and learning in each fight. But I think domestically, I'm happy to get in there with the top guys, especially anyone in the top 10, 100%. I'll be confident I beat them all. But yeah, it's just a case of me taking them steps up now.
Brilliant. Okay, so in terms of your activity, like, how active do you particularly want to be? Some people want just to be able to fight kind of every 5 weeks just to get the experience, but others want to take their time and learn different things in the gym and actually implement that stuff when they're going through their career in the earlier stages. So for you, what's your balance? Like, how do you see your level of activity moving throughout the rest of 2023?
Yeah, so for last year, I think I was out 7 times in 12 months. I think on average about every 6-7 weeks. This year I'm wanting to be out. Obviously that's how I fought in October, and then I've just fought there last weekend. So now I'm hoping to get out at least 4 times this year. But it should be 4. I spoke to the team. They want to keep me active, and obviously I'm a boxer that stays in the gym. You know, I'm not out on piss after my fight or anything like that. You know, I trained every day last week. Trained yesterday, today. You know, I'm in the gym all the time, and I stay ready all the time. So yeah, I think hopefully I'll be out in June, and hopefully again end of summer, and then another twice again before the end of the year. So yeah, I want to be out another 4 times this year.
Brilliant. So you say you want to be out in June. Is that likely going to be the Adam Azim card at York Hall?
No, I think that card's next month in May. That Adam Azim show.
No, I think it's June 10th. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure then. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But they've just mentioned June to me. They're not giving me a date. So yeah, wherever the venue is, whatever the date is, like I say, I stay ready. So I'm going to get ready. You know what I mean?
Brilliant. All right, so I want to get a little bit of your insight onto some of the other things that's happened. So last week, obviously, we had Anthony Joshua fighting Jermaine Franklin. Did you watch the fight? And if you did, sort of, what were your thoughts on the main event as a whole?
I did watch the fight. And from the start, from Joshua's ring walk, he just looked very emotional, and yeah, it just don't seem to be the same fighter that fought Klitschko, and before that, he seems a lot more timid and like he's waiting too long and very hesitant. I feel like if it was the same fighter that fought Klitschko and the Dillian White fights and stuff, he would have absolutely stormed through Franklin. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's from being stopped by was the fight that he beat him now. What's his name?
Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like since that fight, maybe just before that fight, it seems to be a different fighter, not the same ambitious AJ. But yeah, I wasn't really impressed with the fight as a whole, to be honest.
Fair enough. So in terms of AJ, and this will be the last one on that, where do you see him going next? Or if you wanted to see him fight again, who do you think would be a good opponent that maybe might get him out or get the best out of him?
I think he needs to be on them big fights now. He's been world champion. He's been at the top for a long, long time. So for me, he should be fighting AJ. Not AJ. Sorry, he should be fighting Fury. That should be the fight, or Dillian White. Not Dillian White. Sorry. Wilder. Yeah. So for me, other than them 2 fights, there's not many people I want to see him fight. Like I said, he's been at the top for a long, long time. Why not make the big fights?
Okay, so last couple, I appreciate your time. With regards to the event we're at now, Chris Billam-Smith and Lawrence Okolie, number one, who do you have in that fight? And number two, do you think it was a wise decision for Lawrence to come back so soon after his previous fight, even though he claims he doesn't have any injuries?
I'll probably have to go Lawrence. I'm not obviously Coley. I've never actually seen Billy Smith fight, so I can't really comment on it. But obviously, from what I've heard and been told by people, I think everyone's got Lawrence the favourite, so that's the only reason I'd say that. And then what was the one? Oh yes, so obviously coming back so soon, and obviously I rate it. I think obviously he'll know himself if he was injured, or if he felt like a lot of effects from the fight last week, he wouldn't have accepted the fight. He wouldn't have taken the fight. Obviously he knows himself more better than anybody. Like I said, I think it's like 9 weeks out. So if he knew he wouldn't be 100% for the fight, he wouldn't have taken it. So I'm sure that he is going to be 100% for the fight. And like I said, he had a long time out. He wants to be active now. So and it's good. Like it shows well. Hopefully the rest of the boxers kind of take note that it's good to be getting them big fights straight away. You know, especially domestic, they're best fighting the best. So yeah, hopefully more boxers try and do that. Yeah, so it's good.
Brilliant. And very last question. All right, so obviously it came out earlier on today that Amir Khan tested positive for Osterin. It was supposed to be something like 0.5 nanograms or something along those lines. But the issue is obviously his fight with Kelbrook happened around about this time last year, and we're only finding out about this test now. Now apparently there was loads of VADA testing and UCAD testing prior to this. So do you think that is, number one, an issue with the actual testing itself, or is there a concern from you that, like, because these tests aren't coming out immediately, or you know, as soon as they've been taken, like, you could potentially be getting in there with people that are on something and you're unaware because the testing isn't stringent enough? What do you think?
To be honest, I'm not too sure with the Khan. It seems like I think they've come out now and said that he's taken stuff unintentionally, and I would have never thought that Khan was a cheater. You know, he's been a former Olympian, world champion. I'm sure he's had many tests over the years, and as far as I'm aware, nothing's come back positive. But yeah, I think like a lot of the testing seems to be very inconsistent with, like, between the VADA and UCAD, similar to the Ben testing. So you never know. You never know what it could be. But in terms of like being scared that someone's getting in with someone that's taken something, it's probably best for him to take something. At least he might go past 3 rounds then, or past the first round. At least they might have more of a chance then. But now I'm not really scared if anyone's taking anything. But cause I feel like my boxing ability is enough to handle someone that's done whatever, or you know what I mean. So no, it's alright.
Fair enough. Well, look, Callum, I look forward to seeing you again in June, and thank you very much for being on the channel. And yeah, thank you very much.
Nice one. Thanks for your time, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.